Namaskar, I am Umesh Kalra, professor at IBS Gurgaon. Earlier, I belonged to Indian Economic Service of 1983 batch and worked as senior advisor or additional secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. Though one of the prestigious services, the passion of teaching forced me to leave the government in 2012 to take over as Dean and Professor at Manav Ratna International University at Faridabad. After working there for more than 3 years, I shifted to a real estate major group at Greater Noida as their CEO. But the passion of teaching was so intense, it brought me back to the teaching line and I joined as professor at IBS Gurgaon. While in the government, I worked in many ministries like the Ministry of Home Affairs, Tourism, Textile, Industry and Commerce, Finance, Urban Development, Labour, Program Implementation, Cabinet Secretariat and Planning Commission, which is now called Niti Aayog. I had the opportunity to work at various levels like Senior Advisor, Joint Secretary, Advisor, Director of Finance, Director, Deputy Secretary, Joint Director, Deputy Advisor, Under Secretary, Deputy Director, Officer on Special Duty. This was my brief introduction. Friends, before I come to my main topic of discussion, stress management, I would like to introduce you to two main important concepts, that is management and managerial effectiveness. In layman's language, management is what to manage. What to manage? The resources. The resources may be land, labor, capital, entrepreneur, water supply, raw material, power supply, transport. The list is very lengthy. But normally we divide all these factors into 4 parts: land, labor, capital and entrepreneurship. An entrepreneur is a person who will combine the remaining 3 factors and will produce something. No country in the world shall have all the resources in abundance. If America is capital surplus, it is labor short. If Britain is capital surplus, it is labor short. If Japan is capital surplus, it is land short. If India is labor surplus, it is capital short. That is why export and import take place. Similarly, no manager or entrepreneur or an industrialist shall have all the resources in abundance. He will come across the shortage of one or the other factor at a particular time. So therefore, he must know what to manage. What to manage means the resources at his disposal at a particular time. But simply what to manage is not enough. How to manage is also very important. That means managerial effectiveness. Managerial effectiveness is how to combine the resources available. Or in other words, it is the optimal combination of the resources at the command of the organizer to get the maximum from the minimum at the least cost and in the shortest possible time. This is called managerial effectiveness. But the management has so many components like planning, decision making, organizing, leading, motivation, controlling of the human resources, financial resources and so many. But to me, there are 4 most important components of the management. I don't say that others are not important, but these 4 are the most important, because if one is able to combine these 4 components in the effective manner, the remaining shall be automatically achieved. These 4 are planning, decision making, organizing and motivation. What is planning? Planning means what to produce, how to produce and for whom to produce. The management must know what to produce and how. Planning will be required at every level. The reason is we are short of the resources. the management is required to prioritize. Even the Government of India used to plan through Planning Commission. We had Planning Commission, which was constituted in 1950. We had completed by now 12 5-year plans. Every plan used to aim at certain goals to be achieved after 5 years. And every plan prioritized the objectives to be attained after 5 years. The reason was this country has the shortage or the scarcity of the resources. Therefore, the management has to plan accordingly, keeping in mind the goal of the management. Second is decision making. Decision making is very important, which should be in the interest of the management and keeping in view the environment existing in the country. I will quote one example to you. Before 1990s, our country's economic growth never crossed 4%. It was called Hindu rate of growth. The reason was the state controlled the market forces of demand and supply in virtually all sectors of the economy. But after 1990s, the state introduced the major economic reforms. The market forces were made free. The government decontrolled many sectors of the economy, leaving aside few which were of strategic importance or of infrastructure importance. The result was the growth, which was so conservative, picked up. It became fast, it became faster, and then it became the fastest. A time was when India was the fastest growing economy in the world and the growth rate touched double digit. The reason was when economy opened up, the private sector participated in a big way. The large scale sector and the small scale sector, they welcomed the government decision and changed their decisions accordingly. So therefore, the decisions was taken can be changed, keeping in mind the circumstances existing in the country or within the organization. Next is organizing. Even if the resources are available, if one is not able to know how to organize, then the result shall be very poor. Say, for example, filmmaking. If the director does not know how to arrange the finance, how to make arrangement for the actors, the location, the film cannot be made. Therefore, organizing the factors available are very important. Then motivation. In spite of planning, decision making and organizing, if the people, the workers, the employees working in the organization are not motivated, then the results will always be poor. The people working, the human capital should be always kept motivated so that they contribute to the maximum. Now I come to the important features of the management. One is universal. That means the principles of the management are applicable universally at all the levels. It may be a big management or the small management, but these principles are applicable at all the levels. Goal orientation. That means the management should fix up the goal in advance. Without the pre-fixation of the goal, the path cannot be decided. The goal could be what to produce, when to produce, for whom to produce. Once the management is able to decide about these three, then how to produce becomes very important. But without looking into these important aspects of the goal, management can't dream of the success at all. Next is continuous process. That means the improvement in the performance of the management should be a continuous process, and that is possible only when it believes in the new ideas. And new ideas could be created only when the management motivates its employees. It should be open-minded. It should be very receptive to the new ideas and adopt immediately those ideas which are able to contribute to its success. multi-dimensional. That means there should be growth in the organization from all the angles. It may be marketing, sales, personal, finance. There should be growth from all the angles in all the departments. Then only the results achieved shall be always marvelous. Group activity. That means it must believe in the participative management. Every part of the management should participate and should have a feeling that it is also contributing in the growth of the organization. Dynamic function. So there is not much difference between the dynamic function and the continuous process function. It basically means that the management should believe in the growth. It must believe in the growth, otherwise the development will not be possible for the organization. What is managerial effectiveness or effective management? As I told you in the beginning, it is the optimal combination of the resources with a view to get the maximum at the least cost and in the shortest possible time. That means managerial effectiveness is all inclusive. It means the growth from all the angles. It means diversification, worker satisfaction, productivity, investment, profit. It includes everything. But with a view to attain this kind of effectiveness, the management must possess some basic managerial skills. These are effective decision making and communication. About the effective decision making, I have already told you. Now I come to communication. The communication between the two departments or in the department should be always very clear. It should be simple, understandable, and implementable. Unless the communication is very clear to the departments, achievement of the goals will not be possible as desired. When it is very clear and in black and white, then the department shall be very clear about its goal. So this aspect of the managerial skills cannot be overemphasized. Participation. This already I have told you that the management must believe in the participative management. That means every part of the management must participate so that there is a proper coordination and cooperation in case it wants to attain good results. The management should always try to make the atmosphere stress-free. The people who are working there should work in the stress-free atmosphere. Remember, a stress-free employee shall be always contributing more towards the outputs. Time management. Time is a very, very important factor. The management must know how to manage the time, because time once gone will never come back. Then the emotional intelligence. That means the management should be very sensitive to the changes. It may change the goals, it may change the decisions, keeping in view the changing environment within the organization or outside it. It should be very sensitive. Therefore, it should not be close-minded. It should always welcome the changes which are in the interest of the organization. And to me, one of the most important managerial skill is the creativity. Unless there is a creativity in the management, it cannot dream of success. With a view to encourage creativity, the people working there should be given incentives. When there are new ideas, remember, the management shall always make good progress. New ideas lead to less cost, more growth, more profit, and more profit means more investment, and more investment means more growth. So therefore, the management should always give priority to the creation of new ideas.